Hello, YouTube, and welcome to episode 10 of the In Your Head podcast. I'm your host, Jesse, and with me today on the couch, Ramon Bender. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you, Jess?
Doing well, doing well.
Thank you for feeding me.
Yeah, no problem. Give him some dinner and bribe him onto the channel if that's what it takes to get him out here. And happy Merry Christmas to you.
Yes,
sir.
a Merry Christmas and a crazy Kwanzaa.
Yeah, and happy Boxing Day to you.
Yes,
sir.
yes, it's been an excellent pugilism day.
As that is when this is being being recorded.
What is Boxing Day though? I still don't know.
I don't know either. I know it's a Canadian holiday.
Oh, well, that's good enough for me. Those guys are all right.
That's the best I can come up with for you on a short notice. So, but to have you on the channel, as all my guests have to do, I have to hit you with the statute of initiation to get onto our channel. So,
you're not gonna beat me up, are you?
No. Otherwise,
Jump me in.
It'd be really hard to get guests after they've seen the video after that. So, so what can you bring to the channel? Something that you may have done that might be marginally illegal, or something that you're not really terribly proud of?
All right. Well, this is both of those. I think I was 17 at the time, and me and my buddy and his girlfriend were gonna go see Dave Matthews Band. So already not proud. Already not proud of that. Not my best moment.
Legal or otherwise, still not very proud.
Yeah. But we weren't actually going to go see the show. We were going to hang out in the lot. He was going to sell all his drugs, and I was going to find drugs to take. And so we hop to the train station. We get in the Patco, and in the waiting area of the Patco is a girl we all know who none of us like at the time. We've been friends in the past, but none of us like her at this moment. And she decides to tag along with us. And this is already the night is off to a terrible start. So we go and I think we actually buy some tickets because he thinks he's gonna go, and I'm like, I don't need any tickets. So he buys tickets. 20 minutes later, we find out they're fake. So we go back and find the scalper and get our money back, which is amazing that we actually managed to get our money back from the scalper. Then we're hanging out in the parking lot, and people are just tailgating in the parking lot. He's selling his stuff. I bought some mushrooms. I eat some mushrooms, and then things get blurry after that. But time goes on, and we are chasing a nitrous truck this entire night. There's a truck is selling nitrous, and every time that we find where it is, and we're gonna go get our nitrous, the cops come and chase the truck away, essentially. So the truck has spotters out there, and they say, hey, 5-0's coming, and they scoot away to another location.
Okay.
So we chase them back and forth all night, pretty much, until it's like dark, and we chase them into this alleyway, and it rained a little bit, so it's just dry, and I'm on mushrooms, so I'm like, this is too spooky for me. And it was just like, it was so dark. And you know how in movies when you're in like a bad neighborhood and the lights are flickering and like everything just looks it was just like that, and just awful, tons of horrible druggy people around. And so we finally get to the nitrous truck, and this girl that none of us like, there's just wads of people at the truck.
So you guys have pretty much stayed as a group.
Yeah, it was the four of us. We couldn't lose her. We couldn't shake the girl. But she goes and she's like, I'm gonna go get nitrous, and she fucking runs over there and just like shows her tatas, and that's how she gets nitrous. And then this is my favorite part of the story, and also because I get to be a hero, even though I didn't fucking do anything. She comes back and she is taking a hit of her nitrous balloon. She goes, and someone starts an Eagles chant, and this girl is a crazy Eagles fan. So she goes, G-L-E. And she stutter steps backwards and passes out and hits her head on a car bumper, and like she hits it and slides under it.
Oh, jeez.
So she's under the car, and she is definitely concussed because she is down there like,
wow. So
I jump down, I grab her out, and I don't know what to fucking do. So I'm just like, I trying to get her to fucking wake up. And some other guy who was also doing nitrous, who I'd never seen before in my life, came over and he was like, "Oh, is she okay?" And it's like, "Who the fuck are you, man?" But I mean, she came out of it. She definitely had a concussion. She chipped her tooth too. She was crying because she chipped her tooth.
Ooh.
And then she went home. We let her. She left and got on the train, and I was just like, "Hey, don't sleep. Don't go to sleep on the train." And so I'm not proud that I just let a concussed girl, even if she wasn't like on my good side at the time.
Yeah. Still human being.
Yeah,
Part sets
yeah.
in.
Just let her go.
Yeah.
And so I feel shitty about that. But it's also, I mean, don't do nitrous and then shout. Just don't do nitrous. Don't do any of those things that I did. Don't eat mushrooms in a parking lot. Don't do nitrous. If someone has a concussion, call an ambulance. Don't or the NFL. Don't get under a car and smack them around. And most important, don't go see Dave Matthews Band. That's the number one takeaway is don't go see Dave Matthews Band.
This is a PSA from Ramon Bender to stay off
the DMB.
The DMB.
Yeah,
that's the most dangerous drug of all.
It's got 3 letters initials. It's how you know it's a dangerous drug.
It's got to be. I hear you there.
THC,
DMB,
DMT.
LSD.
Yeah, yeah, they're all 3 initials. Yep.
XTC. No, wait, that's
okay, good try.
I'm sure that I thought ecstasy has letters that.
It's MDMA.
Oh, it's 4.
Yeah, yeah. But M is 2 of them, so it might still count.
3 different letters. So welcome to the podcast.
Yeah. So was that good? Was that a good?
No, that's an interesting story. It's
Yeah, it's a weird time in my life.
It goes a lot of different ways.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
I mean, you started strong with the Dave Matthews Band story for sure.
Yeah, that's why I don't tell this story on stage, because that's the only joke in there is Dave Matthews Band. The rest of it is just like awful, not funny things.
No, I mean, well, the part that got me, which I was kind of wondering about for a second, is he says, you said, my friend was going there and he's going to sell off all his drugs, and I'm going to go there and find drugs to take.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you think we should have cut out the middleman and not gone to Dave? He had way more drugs than I wanted to buy.
Well, right, you had more than he wanted to buy. I get it, but I was like, well, why did you still have to find some to buy?
Oh,
obviously had
he didn't have the drugs that I wanted to take.
Well, that seems to be what. Right.
It's not just a blanket statement of drugs.
Okay, so he just had these types.
He had type A, and I wanted type B.
Okay, no, that makes sense because that just seemed like an interesting part of the story. Wondering why I'm like.
You clearly
drugs.
You clearly don't do drugs, Jesse.
No,
so
I clearly don't.
Don't think too hard about it.
That's the problem. When you're not doing drugs, you think too damn hard.
Yeah, that's why you should do drugs, because you don't have to think. Then it's a great way to stop thinking. Don't do drugs.
Yeah, we're definitely helping that out right now. We're definitely helping make that argument.
No one's watching this. I'm not worried about it.
Now that's not nice. There's a few people watching it. I'm sorry, nobody who watches this out there. I'm sorry. But I would like to get into the actual interview.
Yeah. So what are we doing?
So I know. I met you through High Note.
Mm-hmm.
So we met over at High Note Humor over in Haddon Township, or is it Haddonfield?
It's technically Haddonfield, but it's also technically Haddon Township because they can sell booze there. So the address is Haddonfield.
Haddonfield's dry.
Haddonfield's dry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why in a ring around Haddonfield are liquor stores and bars.
So you know when you get to the outskirts of Haddonfield because
exactly.
said road will probably have I didn't know that, and I grew up in Audubon, and I had no idea.
Is Audubon dry?
It was
until very recently, right?
Years, yeah, just a few years ago when they because I know Audubon put in an Applebee's, and that was the exception to the rule. Nothing else in town, but the Applebee's was the only thing that was allowed to be.
Boy, how disappointing is that? If you want to get drunk, you had to go to an Applebee's. Like,
yeah,
that's just doubly sad.
Like, yeah, we're breaking our dry rule for an Applebee's.
But an Applebee's.
Oh man, I know nobody from Applebee's is going to watch this, so I think I'll be okay on that one.
But millennials are killing Applebee's, so they're going to be
fine.
dead soon.
I don't frequent it a whole lot, but but I know we help run that show, and that's how I met you. We were, I wasn't originally helping to run the show, but you're a comedian there, musical comedian, singing comedian. I don't know how you'd really qualify.
Boy, people just say musical comedian. I just go with it. I don't think that's true.
Well, what do you prefer it to be said as?
I say I get on stage and try to make people laugh.
Okay.
I wouldn't say musician because that's not. That's a little generous.
Okay, well, it's fair. I mean,
I wouldn't say comedian because that's also a little generous.
Okay. So you just enjoy your stage time. I guess we should just go with that.
Yeah, okay. Let's go with that. Yeah, it's Ramon Bender, a man who enjoys making people watch him on stage. That's what I do.
That's better than a lot of people I've seen.
Mm-mm.
Some
You're right. Some people seem to hate it up there.
I wonder why some of them do it. Some of them almost just get angry at the fact that they're up there. They just it's
why did I go through all the steps of signing up and coming out and going up and writing things that I thought would be funny and sometimes are.
I mean, yeah, some people are great with it, but I wonder sometimes, I'm like, if you really don't enjoy it that much, why do you keep coming back out? I mean,
sometimes it's awful. Like, I get it. Sometimes you might be unhappy with what's happening, but that's part of the game. If you're consistently miserable going up, it's like, why do you do this to yourself? You don't have to. No, you don't have to.
No.
Maybe you feel like you have to, but you don't. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah, a lot of open mic guys. I mean, there's no money being made at what we do. We don't actually. I mean, it's not like, oh, here, you're going on stage for 5 minutes. Here's money. And
yeah, no,
no. So it's not like these guys are going from place
really,
to place.
You should pay. Money. You should pay us a deposit, a security deposit, and if you're not funny, you don't get it back.
That would be nice. We would be filthy rich right
now.
Yeah,
we probably
would. We would be filthy.
We'd be all right.
Can we institute that? Or
I think we should try it. We should try it and see how quickly everyone doesn't go to our mic.
I think that will scare some people off.
No, that's a terrible idea. No one would come to do that.
Might work for 1 week.
Yeah, when we surprise people with it, like, well, I'm already out here. I guess I'll give them $5.
So what made you go down the music route as opposed to just straight up comedy?
This is there's a simple answer to this because I get asked this actually a lot, and the answer is this: I had been doing comedy for 6 months. 6 months into comedy, you don't know what you're doing. You're pretty much awful most of the time. I was not any good 6 months in. I was having fun, and it was a different bunch of guys running High Note at the time, so they didn't tell me I sucked, which I think some of them would have if I had, which is good. I think it's good to have people to tell you that you suck. But 6 months in, and I saw a girl, one of Noah's friends, do a song with a ukulele called like Nerd Girl or Geek Girl or something like that. Okay. And I was watching that, and I was like, oh, shit, I know 4 chords. I could do something like that. And then I wrote a song, and then the song got such a good reaction that I was like, well, I'm fucking doing songs from now on.
Yeah,
I get such a good reaction from the song that I just kept doing it.
What was the first one you did?
The first song I did is called Lesbian Girlfriend.
Okay.
It's not on YouTube, so go look it up.
Wait, what?
You heard me. Shut up.
Okay,
let's
just
go.
Making sure I heard you right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That I have heard that song. That is a good song. That is.
Oh, you've heard that song?
Yeah, you've played that.
I played that about 1,000 times directly into your face. Yeah.
Well, you don't play that one as often.
It's the first one. Everyone's heard it. Everyone's heard it already. I save that one for if I'm doing a show, like a real show where I get more than 5 minutes. I usually open with Lesbian Girlfriend because it's a solid. It's one of my classics. It's one of my greatest hits.
If it works, it works. You gotta have the greatest hits in the back, so you can always pull that out when you need it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you don't do new stuff at a showcase.
No. I mean, and it is tougher for you working out a song because it is. I guess it's almost the same sort of practice and work that somebody goes through. I know you see comedy take shape, and as I watch a lot of the comics at High Note, you watch. This is the first time they're playing the joke. This is the first time they run through it. So it might be
it's often very messy.
Yeah, but as you watch it, just get honed down to this finely edged weapon.
Yeah, and some people do it fast, some people do it slow. Like Troy manages to hone his jokes. Troy, another guy who runs High Note Humor. Has he done this?
No,
he probably won't. He hates himself too much to talk about himself.
He doesn't. From what I heard, he doesn't like podcasts, so that seems to be a tricky one to.
He doesn't.
To
we tried to get him on the Crapulent. He's been on twice. Now every time he's like, I don't want to spend time with my girlfriend who I hate.
Yeah, I tried it last time I saw him to try to get him on here, and I didn't have much luck with that. So
yeah, I'll believe it.
I'm gonna keep plugging at you, Troy. I'm gonna see you every Wednesday, mostly. So I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep barking up that tree.
Good luck.
Why not? Nope. You don't get paid if you don't.
Yeah, you're right. No risk, no reward.
That's right.
No pain, no gain.
So how long have you actually been at it? How long?
5 years.
5 years. So,
Like almost to the day.
okay, so almost the length of High Note. About.
Yeah.
Okay.
High Note was like my second open mic I ever did.
You must have went there right after they opened. Because
Yeah, it was.
I know
yeah.
High Note's open. High Note's 5
Well,
years.
this room, High Note. High Note started at a different place called the High Note Cafe.
Oh.
That's why it's called High Note Humor. And then I don't know what happened. I wasn't around then.
Okay.
Noah was. He could probably tell you.
Oh, okay. No, I'll have to talk with him about that, actually, because I didn't know the whole past of High Note. As far as where it had come from, I know it had changed as far as who was running it a couple times, but I didn't know where it was before the tap room, and which was actually funny because one of my friends on Facebook posted one of those, "This happened 3 years ago," and showed it, and he posted it up, and apparently he had gone on stage at High Note. And, like, I was scrolling through, and I just saw the High Note banner, and I was like, "Oh, who's that?" I'm like, "That's not a guy that I know."
Well, that couldn't have been
High
3
Note.
years. We haven't had that banner 3 years. Have we had that?
It might have been 2. It might have been 2.
2 years.
2 or
sounds,
3.
2 years sounds right.
But I think it was 2 years ago, and he was like,
because we didn't have the banner until 2 years ago.
Okay. And it was so funny because I was like, "Oh, dude, that's," and he had no idea that I'm at High Note. And it was just so funny that and it was kind of neat. I had to make a laugh, and I think he went up once to do kind of the thing, like, I want to.
Yeah, a lot of people. I want to go up once and then see how awful I am, and then ashamedly run away and never come back.
I get it. I mean, some people, it's
a bucket list thing. I want to say that I tried to do it, and some people are, have great success.
Yeah,
just trying that out. It can go really well. Not often.
No,
but sometimes.
Because again, that first time's hard. So I mean, if you're
go try stand-up comedy, kids.
Yeah, it's that's another drug you might want to stay away from.
No. That's there's no age limit on stand-up. We got a 15-year-old kid that comes and does stand-up.
Yeah, we do.
And he's great.
He's fun.
He's better than a lot of people twice or more his age.
And he has a great time whenever he's out there.
Yeah, he does.
He
does. We all buy him beer and stuff. It's great.
Oh, now we're gonna get.
We don't do that. We don't.
Well, we don't.
No, nobody. I don't. No, he doesn't. His dad's always with him. If anyone's buying him beer, it's his dad.
Okay, well, there we go. That's a lot easier.
And that's okay.
Because they card me when I go there. So.
Do they? No, they don't.
No, I don't. Well, they don't card me because I don't drink.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, card you for your lemonade.
I get carded everywhere, though. It's horrible. So you mentioned the Crapulent.
Mm-hmm.
How often are you guys airing episodes now?
I'd say once every 2 weeks on average. We used to do it once a week, but we're lazy.
And that's you.
And we lost. Yeah, it's me, Andrew Fox, Marcus Darpino. Okay. That's it now. It used to be Neil Carroll and Derek Batacek too, and then Neil left because he had a baby. It's like
responsibility.
Yeah,
Come
dumb.
on, man.
Dumb. But that was after Neil left. It like started a slow downward spiral because Neil's really funny, and with no one to keep Derek in check. Derek talks a lot loudly over everyone, and it just became an issue. Oh. And then he left because he got married and moved to Connecticut. Again, like, married?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Some of these guys, they just get their priorities.
Nah, his wife's cool. She's way cooler than him.
That happens.
Way cooler.
That happens. I hope he doesn't tune in on this.
I hope he does. Derek, if you're listening, fuck you.
That would involve someone that he knows sharing this. So that probably would mean, hopefully, then people would be sharing this. So
everybody share this until Derek sees it. All right, that's my goal.
Yeah, get me at least a few hundred views. If that's what it means, that I get an angry.
I just want one. I just want Derek. It could only Derek. It's for his eyes only. You fat yeti.
Oh no!
All right, okay. Let's get back on track, Jesse. Come on, stop steering us off track.
That was supposed to be on track before the Fat Yeti comment, but so explain the Crapulent a little bit with
it is a quote unquote collaborative comedy podcast. It's just like a couple comics talking shit about whatever topic we're talking about.
Okay.
So that could be anything. We did Cats. Cats was an Audible episode. It was not. It was. We didn't have a topic. And they said, so what are we going to talk about? And I think me or Derek just said, oh, cats. Cats is a great topic. I love cats. And then just to spite us, the host made the topic cats, and it was one of our best episodes.
That's how it can happen.
Yeah.
So that's
that. Troy Moore was on the Fears episode. That's a really good episode.
Oh boy.
Freedom's a good episode. Marcus cries in that one, talking about the plight of the African Americans.
Okay. How many episodes have you guys done?
100 something. 100 something.
Okay. So it's been around. So
yeah,
a few years
it's
at least.
3 years.
Okay.
3 years. Used to do once a week, so maybe at 150. We don't do one a week.
Started getting lives and
yeah.
I mean, Jesus, people growing up.
Yeah, it's dumb. I mean, everybody else on the show has 2 kids, because Fox has 2 kids and a wife and in-laws that live with them.
Yeah, that's rough.
And Marcus has 2 kids and a horrible wife, and no, he's not even. They're not married. They're just like common law married.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I have none of those things, and I'm very happy about it.
And that's why you're telling them to get their shit together and get on the podcast.
Yeah. Divorce your families, kill your kids, and get back to work.
Yeah, we need to make this podcast happen.
Yep.
So I'll put a link.
Yeah, that's where
the
money is in shit podcasts.
Oh, it's. Oh yeah,
right. Because you're a millionaire now, right?
This has been fantastic. Ever since I've hit 30 views a video, this has changed my life.
Yeah,
you guys don't even
get that
understand.
YouTube money. What's up?
I can't believe me. I can't wait till I get that big button that I can frame and put behind me somewhere.
The big play button.
I'll get that play button. I think I'm only 999,992 subscribers away from that giant button.
Hey, that's, I'm one of those subscribers.
I'm not complaining about
I'm pretty sure I am.
I'm not arguing with the ones who have, but I need a lot more.
I need more videos of pens being made.
I think you saw the one video from my previous channel.
Oh, that's not this channel.
No, that was my previous channel. I do have another
well,
sister
you should piggyback.
I'm probably going to start putting links over to some of those other channels, but I do have a sister channel, and some of these I'm going to be doing some off the couch podcasts soon. Probably.
All right, I thought this was supposed to be about me.
Oh,
you're talking about your channels. I thought we were supposed to talk about me and my things.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Oh, okay.
But before this airs, I'll probably have some stuff up with the pen work.
Good.
And stuff like that.
Good, because you make dope pens.
I
and
love
other
the
wood
pens.
crafts.
I loved. Oh, were we going to talk about the one wood craft, or are we going to talk about that one?
Did you make a penis? Is that what we're talking?
No, I didn't make a penis woodcraft.
Oh no, you fixed my guitar. You fixed my years broken guitar.
How long was it broken before I actually repaired it?
4 years, let's say.
Wow, 4. Okay.
Yeah, maybe 3.
Okay.
Somewhere in there, 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, so I know you had you tried to get it set before.
Yeah, I tried to get it set by a little independent music shop, and they fucked it up. It didn't stick. It lasted maybe 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. And then it broke in a car on the way to a show. That was a fun show. Holy God, we did. It was right after the hurricane hit the Philippines. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And we were doing a benefit show, and it was me and a couple. We called ourselves High Note JV Squad. This was back when High Note Humor had its own. It had all of its members. This is before I was running it, but like a couple of the guys that they liked who went to the open mic every week. This is like Matt Haggerty and Jeremy Riley, who I don't know if you've met.
No.
But they called us High Note JV, which we hate. And
it's kind of cute.
We went and did this. It is kind of cute. But we went and did this charity show that Matt Haggerty had gotten us booked on, and it was at a club that was way too fancy for us to be in. Like the special that night, the drink special that night was $50 shots of Johnny Walker Blue.
Oh,
like that's the kind of place it was, and they had us in there, and they like. Just put us up on it's not even a stage, it was like an elevated lounge area, so there were still people behind us and this huge scrolling screen that it wasn't showing anything specific except like the club's name and like fancy dancing logos and gophers and what have you, flying toasters, and
right.
So I get there and I pull out my guitar and the head has broken back off, and so it's just dangling from the strings. And so I get up there and I'm like, "Hey guys, how are?" And then I think I tried to tell some jokes, but I was real upset about the guitar thing, so that did not go well. Then nobody else. I think one other guy went up and it was equally miserable. And then we left.
Yeah.
So that was awful. But we saved the Philippines, guys.
Yes.
We saved them. The place actually raised. I think they raised like $6,000 that night.
Wow. Well, $50 shots of Johnny Walker will help.
I doubt most of that went to the relief effort.
Johnny Walker Blue is not cheap, if I recall. That's
so that was fun.
So, do you have any shows coming up that you are that you're going to be on other than High Note shows?
No, not. I mean, I'm gonna start going back to Comedy Cabaret.
Okay.
The Comedy Cab. I had to take a little time off there because I had things going on.
Yeah.
I think what is it? January 13th. I'll be at Comedy Cabaret in Northeast.
Okay. Yeah. I'll definitely plug it on the channel before.
Thanks.
Because I don't know if this is gonna air before then. I have to look
it's
to see
all right.
when.
Nobody comes to things that we plug anyways.
Oh, we try.
It never happens.
I'm gonna plug it anyway.
I've been plugging shows for 3 years on the Crapland. Never has one single Crap Pack member come to a show.
Oh, that is what they're called.
I don't fucking. We don't. There's one of them. Who cares?
One guy.
Yeah, it's one guy.
One poor. Oh man. Well,
it's Simon. If you're watching this, hello in Great Britain.
Does it still count as a pack if you have one guy?
He's a big guy.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
No, he's not. He's exceptionally fit. There are photos of him on YouTube in speedos, and I'm like, God damn, he's fit. He's European, so the speedos are a very normal thing over there.
They're legit, right? You're allowed that. You're just not allowed that crap over here.
Yeah.
So
if you look like Simon, you're probably you get a pass. But
okay, I don't know if I'm going to put a link below to Simon's picture.
Don't.
I don't
want to put him on blast.
No, but I do want to. I'm going to put a link below to the Crapulent. I'll make sure I put a link.
Yeah, do that.
And do you have anything as far as Twitter? Anything you'd like to you have going?
I mean, I have a Twitter, but I don't use it.
No, okay.
Not often. When I do, I use it mostly when there's like a meme that I like, and I will go and make my own versions of that. Like when they had the Kellyanne Conway holding up 2 blank pictures, 2 blank pages, and I forget what was originally on them, but people just blanked that out and were like, "Hey, here's Kellyanne, make her say whatever you want." And I did a ton of those, and those were a lot of fun. When Scaramucci was brought in, I did a bunch of him. Because I think he's hilarious. I think his tenure was too short. I really would have liked if he had stuck around for a while, because I think he was just a hilarious piece of shit.
Yeah, people have been saying that a lot about the current government.
That's really not.
No, I'm not going to get into government right now, but I noticed that it's been a factor for a lot of people who have been stating the same thing.
It's hilarious. It's a real circus.
So it's caused a lot of animosity.
I know a guy who works in DC, and he says they're a mess because they're right. They're right in right there, and it's just a circus.
And they get to see it every day, and that's got
it's got to be ridiculous.
I'm glad my sister moved out. My sister used to live in Bethesda, and that would have been.
But if you want to see all that Twitter, that's at Ramon.Bender, RAMON. BENDER.
There you go, and I will put a link to it below as well.
Yeah, like the robot. Yeah, I couldn't. I tried to get Bender is great. Someone else had it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So I do want to continue with the interview.
Yeah, let's go.
And something I ask all of my guests, because I am a little bit of a geek. I do ask all my guests, what is your favorite video game of all time?
Final Fantasy VI.
Final Fantasy VI. I didn't even have to say.
Yeah, we have had this conversation before off air. That is absolutely my favorite video game of all time. It has so many. It's got 13, 14 characters in it.
Yeah.
Each one of them has their own arc. Even the bonus characters, if you read deep enough, have some arc to them. Also, I mean, to be fair, this was like the game that introduced me to RPGs. I mean, I had played Final Fantasy Mystic Quest before, but that game sucks. So we're not talking about that. But Final Fantasy VI, it was, I was maybe 12.
Yeah.
11, 12. No, younger than that. Maybe like 9 or 10.
I'm trying to think of
picking that game up from Blockbuster. And, I want to say 96?
Yeah.
Because 7 is what, 99? 7 was 99, I'm pretty sure. And I feel it. And maybe
No, I think it might have even been before that. PS1 was way back there. Because that would be like I was definitely earlier in high school.
It's not important.
But yeah,
I was young. That's what's important.
That game, I do have to say that is one of my tops as well.
I love it. It's got the best villain of all time because he succeeds in destroying the world. Spoilers. Halfway through the game.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, and then it is. The characters are great. I think even for the Super Nintendo, it didn't feel limited with what the Super Nintendo could do.
It was quite impressive, and it had I don't know if it was one of the earlier games. I think it was the first game Square used Mode 6 or Mode 7.
Yeah.
You know, that stretchy, so they could give the world some actual curvature when you're over top of it in the airship and stuff.
Yeah.
And in certain events.
Flying looked great. I mean,
yeah, the soundtrack is phenomenal. Every character I loved except for Gao. Gao sucks, but you know.
Yeah. I mean, you couldn't hit a.
But they had the noble samurai knight, and you have the beefcake box, the Sabin, the Blitz machine,
who was fantastic and fun to fight
the
with.
Treasure hunter. Locke.
Oh, Locke. Right,
yeah,
right.
The thief, but he calls himself a treasure hunter.
Know,
yeah,
and it threw me too. I know. It is. It was the story was so much fun, and it was one of the first games that I had that I just loved getting stuff.
Yeah,
and that's been a trend that I've picked up with like every game.
Yeah, and it had a lot of secrets. Not a lot, but there were some secrets in it. 2 secret characters, which is something that I miss in games nowadays. They don't do secret characters anymore in RPGs, really, because I guess it costs so much money to animate and voice and come up with and program and do all the things for a single character that it's like, well, you don't want him not to be used, so you better make him part of the main cast.
Yeah, or then they throw him out as bonus content later.
Yeah, they would sell him as DLC. God damn it, Mass Effect.
Yeah, well, so
the Protean is what I'm thinking of,
right? And
specifically,
that's a problem with that. But I mean, with what they had limited as far as graphic capabilities, I mean,
sprites. It is the best sprite work I can't say that I've ever seen, because some modern day indie games have just phenomenal sprite work.
Oh yeah.
Because they can do so much more than unlimited space that you have on a PC. But like the sprite work for that era for the Super Nintendo is, because it's I want to say it's near the end of the Super Nintendo's lifespan.
It was, yeah, it was really close to it,
and it is just gorgeous. Every character, you like, even though they're just little, what are they, like 16 by 10 sprites? They're not big, but there's so much character in the artwork in that game.
And I still see a lot of that living today from that game. Any convention you might go to, you will see anybody who does a pixel art of any kind. There's at least one Final Fantasy 6.
Yeah, they'll do 6, 4, all the 4, 2. You know, with Cecil.
Yeah, for the other Americans who don't know Final Fantasy 3 is what we're talking about in America.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 3 in America, 6 in Japan. But I'm a weeb, so 6. So it's 6.
I really have to agree with you, which is a great game.
It's a kind of a toss up between that and Chrono Trigger and Earthbound. Yeah. Those are all really good, but 6 was the first one that really drew me in.
Yeah. So the one game that if you sold off your whole system and all the games except for one.
I don't own a card of 6.
Well, I'm saying
I wish I owned a card of 6.
I mean, I'm saying if you were sitting on all those 3 games and you had to sell all your Nintendo and stuff back.
I would hold on to Earthbound, because Earthbound is like $250.
Oh, okay. Well,
a cartridge, and you could probably buy 6 for maybe 80 to 100, maybe less. I haven't looked at 6, but Earthbound was kind of a rare print.
Yeah.
Because it didn't take off. It had a really weird marketing in America that just didn't let it take off.
Yeah, the ads and stuff were a little.
Well, they had like this game stinks was one of the things that they said, because it came with scratch and sniff stickers.
Oh, okay.
And one of the they had weird vomit scratch and sniff stickers, because one of the enemies was a pile of vomit. That game's great. That game's a weird trip, guys. Don't do drugs. Play Earthbound instead. It's the exact same thing.
It's right about there. A lot of people have said
that. It's a trippy
really
game, man.
There's the Super Nintendo era did have a lot of stuff that stuck.
Yeah.
That just was solid gameplay. That the stuff you don't get.
beautiful sprite work. Chrono Trigger. Look at Chrono Trigger is like, that's a masterpiece of a game that you just don't see.
And there was always something emotional in every one of those games.
Oh yeah.
Whether it be, Chrono's death in Chrono Trigger, or
he's very weirdly Christ-like figure in that game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's absolutely what it's
very allegorical.
Or you have the destruction of the world, and or possibly Sid's death in
Sid's death was maybe. Like who gives a shit.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of a shame.
No, I always thought Terra's parentage.
Yeah.
It was more emotional. I always thought because it's the world's coming together and we can live in peace with the monsters. Oh.
Yeah, and everybody. Oh, you mean before the end of the world, or when she's
when you do the flashback?
Right. Okay.
The
right.
flashback to Madwin, but then even post end of the world when you go and you find her,
right?
Like because your whole team gets separated and you start as a different character. You start as Celes, and then you have to go in and you find Terra, and she doesn't want to fight anymore. Like she has lost her will to struggle to fight. And she just wants to live and protect her family, and it's like, oh, that's really interesting character development, because in the first half of the game, she doesn't know what love is because she's been raised as a puppet her whole life, and then she has freedom now, and she's like, well, what is love? How would I know if I feel love? And then you find her later, and she's like, oh, I found love, and so I don't really feel like killing things anymore.
Yeah. And it's so deep with a lot of that stuff. And,
yeah,
and like you
surprisingly deep for a game marketed to children.
And what you said about Cyan earlier, Cyan was...
Oh, yeah, his
story was even better. That one really...
That one's really good.
He's, in the first half of the game, before the world...
Yeah, the first time you meet him...
He's like, oh, yeah, my whole city gets wiped out.
Yeah,
and it's
everyone
and my
he
family,
knows,
and it's like, oh man,
and it's his honor too, because that's his duty was to protect the king, and he failed.
Yeah,
and his family. That's also a big thing.
Although my problem was how fast everybody was drinking that water.
Oh yeah,
because
like, the moment it turned purple, everyone was dead.
I'm like, wow, you guys are really just pounding that water down.
It's Kefka.
That bothered me a little bit, but the part.
Evil clown magic.
The second time they find him, after the destruction of the world, and the poor guy has found a woman whose husband died, and he's sending handmade silk flowers to this woman across the world somewhere.
Yeah,
and trying to keep her faith and hope alive. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, he's impersonating her husband in a noble pursuit.
Yeah, and it's like,
oh my God, I never thought of that, because you take him away, and then she stops getting letters. You can take him to meet her, though, can't you?
Right. The last letter he sends is actually him saying, "I'm sorry, I've been impersonating your husband," and sends the letter to her. I'm trying to remember how that happens and how that folds out, and whether or not it happens. But then you can take him and. And that's...
Yeah, you can go and meet her. I will say, though, as touching as that whole thing is, in one of the chests in the room where he's making the silk flowers is a porno magazine.
Yeah, there is that. There's always one in every Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
there's a questionable magazine in every Final Fantasy.
Yeah, and sometimes
game.
It's a quest. Sometimes someone wants you to get them a nudie mag.
Yeah,
Master Roshi style.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing by Square that they
I think it's in a lot of Japanese games. I think because erotic things are not as risque. That it's not as frowned upon.
Yeah, it's just a thing. It's not.
Yeah, it's just a thing people do, and everyone knows it. Instead of in America, where we're like, oh no, I don't fuck dudes, and then you get caught fucking dudes, and it's like, well, maybe you should have just said you like fucking dudes. It's okay.
Yeah, it's
unless you're a Republican, I guess. But it's like just be cool, man.
Just do what you want to do. Don't make it a thing. And don't, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a thing if you didn't lie about it.
Yeah, don't make it a thing.
And don't do it at work. But aside from that,
right, exactly.
Unless you get paid to do it at work, it's I guess.
Well, it's the world's oldest profession, right?
Yeah, that is what they say.
So
it's that and manga drawer.
I don't know what kind of jobs there are over in Japan, but I'm sure that's probably about right.
That's all.
So before this all started, though, speaking of nudie magazines, I gave you a
paper
with 11 circles. No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, you did. You did give me a paper with 11 circles
on it.
Oh, just can I do one more? Could just go grab me that pink marker real quick.
I can't reach the markers, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Before we started this,
man,
you
hold
guys
on. Do I have
are
a
all,
pen?
You
I
guys
might have
are
a
all
pen.
looking at the lovely image that images Ramon has drawn for us here.
Wait, let me borrow your pen real quick.
Oh,
I know it's not going up on. I'm gonna hold on. I'll move it here so that it's behind the other
Okay.
ones, and then I'll just.
So this whole thing started out. With,
all right, there we go.
Okay,
there. That's for you.
All right.
Okay. It's nipples, guys. I did nipples.
There we go. But as long as we don't show them, and I'm not going to get banned off of YouTube. So
yeah.
Before the whole thing started, the first thing he put right in smack dab in the middle, which is covered with blue masking tape right now, is a penis.
Yeah, and I didn't want to impugn the artistic integrity of what I had done, so the censored tape over it does say penis here, so that you know that there is in fact a penis there.
Right. Which is fine. I'm okay with that.
It was just I needed to get it out of the way. If I am ever going to draw anything, the first thing I will do is a penis. If I am doing anything at all, penis, get it out of the way, knock it out, so that otherwise I would, if I hadn't done that, I might have found myself drawing penises in every circle, and then he couldn't have had even this much up.
It pretty much would have been just a bunch of blue masking tape across the board. That's not really entertaining for my viewers.
It would be a great indictment of censorship.
Yeah, unfortunately,
a real statement.
I also don't want to get my channel
censoring
of 40,
piece of shit.
I just don't want to get my 8 subscribers and rob them of my awesome views here. But it has taken only 10 episodes to get a penis drawn onto one.
What? I can't believe I'm the first person to draw a penis.
Out of 10 episodes,
it's all been dudes too, right?
The second person I had was female. The second episode 2 was female. She did not draw a penis.
She drew a vagina, right? You just couldn't tell.
No, I'm pretty sure none of them were penises.
Oh, okay.
I do believe there was a Goku in there.
Oh, okay,
if my memory
that's cool.
serves me right, there was a Goku, but no, that was the first penis. So
okay, well, good. I'm number 1.
But there you go. The second thing that you did,
people were probably worried that they were going to be psychoanalyzed, right?
Well, not. I mean, a little bit. That's kind of what this is to see.
Penises are hilarious, guys. Sue me.
I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing that fact, but I am arguing that YouTube might be pissed off.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
The only problem I have.
That's fine.
I'm a new channel. I just don't want to have any issues. I worry about that.
You're right.
I should look at the YouTube TOS and see what.
You're right. If go and if you find out that it's okay,
then
replace this with the uncensored version.
I'll plaster that right back up there, and I'll make sure that
It's not a realistic penis. I didn't draw like a magnificent penis. I mean, I put veins, but that's just because I'm not a hack, you know? It's like...
So, immediately thereafter the penis, though, you went right down to the pepperoni pizza.
Yeah, I did pepperoni pizza. Guys, I started working at a pizza place a month ago, and I saw a circle, and I was like, yo, that's pizza. That's clearly meant to be a pizza. And that's the appropriate... It's not the right number of slices. You would cut a pie into 8 pieces.
And not 6, yeah.
Yeah, but it is the correct number of pepperoni on each slice.
9
and if anyone...
yeah. Okay.
No, it's 6. 6 per slice.
Oh, 6, I'm sorry. What am I...
It's you do 3 up top, 2 in the middle, and 1 at the bottom. That is how pepperoni should be done. If you see someone do pepperoni differently, they're wrong. Because I'm learning from an Italian, and that is how they do it.
Is it a law in Italy or something? As far as the way
I think it's more like a rule of thumb. It's more like just doesn't have to be a law because everyone knows it's the right way to do it.
It is. It's okay. Common knowledge. Okay,
yeah,
I'll take it as that. But you followed that up with the mushroom.
Yeah,
which is in the top left corner there, and he's the happiest drawing I think I've seen yet on any of these.
Oh, you haven't had many happy fungus men?
Well, no.
He's a fun guy.
He's a very fun guy.
We can edit that out, right?
No, no. This is live streaming right now. No, I mean he's probably the happiest thing that somebody's drawn. There's been some smileys and some stuff like that, but this is absolutely the happiest creature. Why the mushroom guy though? I
don't know. I've been drawing mushroom guys for a long time since. System of a Down had there was a poster I had, a System of a Down album where they're riding like a giant pink elephant monster. It's like an armored elephant. It's got big fucking tusks and stuff, and they're riding it, and they're characterized, but they're like stomping through a field of little mushroom men that kind of look like this, and I mean, not like this exactly.
Not
but
terribly happy little mushroom.
Well,
yeah,
no, I mean they're excited.
Oh, okay.
They're with them. They're not like stomping on them. That's well,
okay.
I guess it's up to interpretation. It's a still image, so
I'm gonna have to look this up.
Yeah.
That's which album was this? Do you have any idea?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna be doing some digging on this
Just
one then.
like probably whichever album had sugar on it.
Okay.
Because that's the one with the kombucha mushroom people.
Okay. I'm gonna check that out then. That sounds interesting. But I do like him. He's happy. He's got color. He's got.
Yeah, well, it's usually they're all one color when I draw them, but I had multiple colors, so I went wild. I went too wild, in fact, because really, the outside it's mirrored. So the outside of his cap should be the same color as his body, and then the dots on that should be a different color, and maybe the interior should be a different color.
Okay.
But really, his whole outline should be the same color.
But it's a good thing he's happy. I'm giving him credit for that.
They're not always happy, but this one's happy.
That one's happy.
Yeah.
But then you went to the maze down below.
Yeah, it's not a maze.
The maze-ish. I mean, it's showing up pretty good on the screen, so they can see it pretty good.
Yeah, it's doing all right.
Resolution pretty good. But I that's probably the most detail I think I've had in any of the drawings yet. As far as like,
I kind of rushed through it too. It's not one of my better renditions.
I give everybody a cut time limit, so I don't want otherwise they could sit here for an hour.
And I would have filled every circle with that kind of crap.
So what is it? Is it something that you tend to draw like a geometric sort of thing often?
Yeah, geometric. It was especially in high school. I would do this whenever I was doing something. And I was very bored. I used to work in a movie theater, and when it was slow, we would do. I would do this, and I would just, very geometric, very straight lines. Trying to maintain very straight lines as tight as possible.
Okay.
And it's the angles in it aren't. It's just when you feel like making an angle, you change the angle,
right?
And then it changes the whole thing. And so if you've got like a whole sheet of paper and you're not confined to a circle. I guess I wasn't confined to a circle, but I like structure, and So as you start making the shape and you go and you wiggle and it grows and grows and grows and you change it and change it and change it, it might turn into something or it might not, but it'll grow in very extreme ways.
Well, a lot more than the little guy there does, but you can definitely see how it comes from it. So it's cool. I've been seeing shapes like this, especially you look at one. I mean, YouTube then suggests everything for you, but like looking at somebody who does like a geometric sort of drawing and plots it all out, and you see how that kind of stuff goes, and then
that's another fun thing you can do is come up with do an outline. So say you want to do like a skull, just start with the vague outline of a skull, like a Punisher skull or whatever, and then start filling in from there and go like, well, I want eyes here, and give yourself some basic guidelines to follow, and then start geometric everything else in there, and it can get wacky while maintaining a shape.
Does it look a little bit like those Google trippy images that dream image thing that
it looked kind of like those Mexican sugar skulls?
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Those like really detailed sugar skulls with all the close-knit lines.
Okay.
At least that's what I always think it looks like, but maybe that says more about me in Mexico.
Ever been?
No,
never been.
No, I'm good.
It's okay. I've been once. I was down in Cancun. Oh man, maybe 17
years ago. This is back before it was a nightmare. I guess right around. It's always been a nightmare.
Yeah, 17, 18 years ago, just down in Cancun. You don't venture far from there.
No, you got to stay in the resort, right?
Yeah, you pretty much stay in the resort
because you'll get kidnapped.
Yeah. Fortunately, I wasn't. So
good. Well,
because I'm here.
They would have bitten off more than they could chew with you, I think.
I think this was back in the time before I always carried a knife too, so that might not have been okay. So, but it was a cool place. So I mean, it had its cool traits for sure. So, but then the last thing we got is the skull, or I mean the sun. Sorry,
it's clearly not a skull.
No, it's not a skull. Sorry, it's in my head there. Is the sun.
Maybe underneath all the sunfire, he's a skull. Who knows?
What is in the middle of the sun?
Plasma. And like probably Superman.
Yeah, I was hoping
charging up his beans.
Some kind of candy or something. I was hoping, but yeah, it sucks. Okay.
I don't know. Was there like were you trying to set me up for an answer?
No, I really I wonder if there's something cool like, because
it's the Germans. The Nazis built a base in the sun.
Well, with everything that happens with the sun, and when a sun supernovas and everything. we can't really know what's at the core, that mass amount of gravity and everything that's in there. I mean, we know it's a lot of molten everything and plasma and I mean, everything's just a burning gas and
yeah, it's just superheated shit.
Yeah, so I always just
right.
What might be
NASA? Get at me.
Yeah, hit us back.
Sun, superheated shit, probably right. Sounds good.
I mean, it's got to be hot, but I just wonder, is it something that can turn other things into like, oh, okay, because it's so compressed, does it turn this into diamond? And you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, the middle of the sun's a giant diamond the size of the Earth or something because all the carbon gets compressed. I mean, whatever.
That'd be cool.
It'd be neat.
Space diamond.
Giant space.
Yeah, it's probably Space Baby. Space Baby at the middle of the sun.
No. So
2001.
I love the sunglasses. I would think that the sun would need shades.
I mean, have you ever seen a sun without sunglasses? They look dumb.
Well, only the one from Rick and Morty.
And that one looks dumb. It's just screaming. It's screaming because it's too bright without sunglasses on.
So, well, yours doesn't look like he's gonna have that kind of attitude. So
no, he's just badass.
Why is he? Yeah, he's got
it's
the attitude. It's
because he's dope. He's like a Terminator. He's super cool. He's not. Look, suns are often displayed as smiling, but the sun will fucking kill you if you let it. Skin cancer, fire, the ozone layer, greenhouse gases, etc. Sun's too cool for you, man. Sun doesn't need your bullshit.
That's fair.
Doesn't need to smile. It's not fake.
Yeah, he's gonna be here long after we're gone.
Yeah, probably.
I hope so. And when he's done, he just says "fuck all yous" and
yeah, it's just fucking boom, 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 boom,
and
boom,
everything
explode.
goes.
Yeah, that's how the sun works.
That's an interesting way to go for sure.
Science.
So I ask everybody this. I always tend to take it down a little bit here at this part of the podcast. So if today was your last day on Earth and you look back at the life you've led, if you died today, how would you feel about the life that you've led? How would you feel about the connect?
Fucking who cares? I'm dying tomorrow. What? Fucking I don't have time to think about this bullshit. I'm gonna fucking die,
No,
Jesse.
okay, well if you died, if you died and you're looking back.
I'm dead. I'm dead. I
You don't really care
No,
about
it's
how...
a way. I'm not in heaven. I'm not in hell. I'm just dead. I'm rotting in the ground or wherever you threw my corpse. I'm imagining you killed me.
We would. There's a possibility.
I don't want to talk. It's life is. Everyone does shitty things. Everyone feels bad about some stuff, and you feel good about some other stuff. There's no point in trying to amalgamize it. What are you, Horace? You're gonna measure me against a fucking feather? Like
no. It's more you. It's more how you feel.
I don't want to judge myself either. I'm a piece of shit.
Okay, well there you
go.
There's
your answer. I'm a piece of shit.
Okay, well then, if you could go back to a point in life and you could look back to a spot and you could go back to a point in your life and stay there in that time frame of life, where would you go back?
Oh, back into my dad's balls and just never be born.
Never.
I think that was the biggest mistake I ever made. was winning that race and getting born. It's a big mistake. I didn't know how good I had it in those balls, let me tell you. It was warm. I rarely got hit.
Rarely.
I assume. I don't know. Maybe my dad had a rough life.
Well, I mean, it must have been several years ago, so, I mean, you didn't know what he was like before you were around, so I guess it's hard to know that.
No, my life's been pretty good. I don't think there's a point that I'd want to go and nostalgia sign, whatever.
Well, because I know, like, some people, like somebody had said...
I want to go back to when I was a child and when I first heard the Beatles. Ooh.
Well, some people had said, I want to go back to that first week or two that I'd met my wife. Like, I wanted to stay there because that feeling of being... Like,
I don't want to go back to the first week I met your wife. I mean, it was a good week, but...
Yeah.
She's cool.
Yeah, but as far as you, I mean, if there's a spot like that you would...
there is, but I don't want to talk about it, so...
Okay, that's fine.
So it's none of your fucking business, Internet.
Sorry, YouTube, you don't get to hear it.
Yeah.
My bad.
So I peaked in high school, let's just say that, all right?
Well, that's when it was. That's when it was. No problem when it was. I just said when, so it could be there. But before every podcast, I make every single one of my guests an ink blot.
Mm-hmm. You personalize one for everybody?
I make an ink blot for every single person. They get to keep
that's not fair. You should use the same one for everybody.
No, because I want them
maybe
to be able to...
maybe the one you made for me just looks like two dudes fucking. Because maybe the one you made for me just looks like two dudes fucking. Because maybe the one you made for me just looks like two dudes fucking. Because maybe the one you made for me just looks like two dudes fucking. Because maybe the one you made for me just looks like two dudes fucking. Because maybe the one you made for me just looks like two dudes fucking. Because maybe the one you made for me just looks like two dudes fucking. Because maybe the one you made for me just looks like two dudes fucking. Because maybe the one you made for me just looks like two dudes fucking. Because maybe the one you made for me just looks like two dudes fucking. Because maybe the one you made for me just looks like two dudes fucking. Because maybe the one you made for me just looks like two dudes fucking. Because maybe the one you made for me just looks like two dudes fucking. Because maybe the one you made for me just looks like two dudes fucking. Because maybe the one you made for me just looks like two dudes fucking.
Well, there we go. We got it in one. We're done in one, folks.
Here's the thing. No matter what the Rorschach looks like, the first thing that I say is gonna be two dudes fucking, because that's just it's not necessarily what I see, but I think it's the funniest answer you can give to a Rorschach.
No, sadly, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get that out of this one. So, as the viewers can see, so we have. You can take that if you'd like to look at it. So that is what we have made for Ramon. You can.
Okay.
All right.
I don't want to say the first thing that came to my mind.
No,
it's awful.
What is it?
It was 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
2 Girls, 1 Cup.
See, there's a girl there and a girl there, and they're pooping into a cup. I've never seen 2 Girls, 1 Cup, but this is what I imagine it to look like.
How about if we flip it over? Let's try that.
Oh.
Let's try that for our viewers.
Oh, that's spooky. It's spooky now because it's clearly a skull now.
Okay.
It's the one on screen is a little whiter in the middle than
it's a little bit of glare off the paint. So,
but it's actually the shading of it. In the middle, there's like a nose depression.
Oh, okay.
You see that, and then there's eyes up in the corners.
Yeah.
And it almost looks like if you've ever seen an X-ray of your teeth.
Right,
dentist. It kind of looks like that.
Okay,
in the mouth region.
Yeah, you can see it all around the outside there. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on up at the top of it, but
a couple straight drops. But
let's stay right in the big blob.
Yeah, that is definitely. Yeah, I can definitely picture a skull in there.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of
the acrylic paint.
I'm just grim. I'm just gloomy.
Well, yeah, it's either 2 Girls, 1 Cup or a skull. So
yeah, it's both are awful, terrible things. And say a lot about my mental unwellness.
Not a lot of happy in either one of them.
The skulls are pretty cool.
They're cool, but yeah, the acrylic paint tends to give it a little bit more texture with each.
Yeah, it's got some shade to it. And if you do it sideways, it's like a turtle rocket ship.
Okay. Yeah, no, because
right?
I can see the 4 legs and
it's got the 4 legs and the rocket stuff. Can you do it sideways up there?
It doesn't work as
so
well
that everyone
so,
can see.
I mean, if they can see the turtle going down.
Yeah, just turn your head this way, and it's like a turtle rocket ship.
Yeah, turtle going down.
Or turn it back upwise.
Back to 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
We'll turn it back to that, there, so. And I'll change that answer to turtle rocket ship blast off.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Is that?
No, no.
Is that fair? I feel like that's fair.
I totally see it more than the 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely.
It was a bit answer. I shouldn't have done it. It's dumb.
No, now that you say turtle
rocket ship, right?
No, it really is. That's
like it's pretty cool. I should have drawn that in one of the circles. Turtle rocket ship.
That sounds like a good name for a band.
It's all right.
No,
it's not the '80s anymore.
Yeah, but it's coming back.
The '80s or Turtle Rocket Ship? They're playing in Philly. They're playing in Philly this year.
Fillmore this weekend.
Yeah.
It's a New Year's Eve special they're doing.
Yeah.
But no, that's yours to keep.
Oh, cool.
You can have the turtle rocket ship or the skull, either or, whichever one you want to keep. So,
I like it's a pretty dope skull. I think I'll keep it as a skull. And then when I am feeling sad, I'll turn it upside down and I'll have Turtle Rocket Ship to cheer me up.
So, everybody in YouTube, please make sure you check out the Crapulent. As horrible as he might say it is, check these guys out. They've been around for a while. It is a fun podcast.
Some of them are good, not all of them, but some of them are real good.
Hey, it's good entertainment. I've seen a few episodes myself. I'll have to tune in for the ones that you guys that you're saying are good. Yeah, so. It's just those two. Just the two good, and the Christmas special. The first Christmas special is really good. Okay. It's a high note. We spared no expense on the production values. Which was probably what, $10? And I think it was $0. We ripped the sound effects off the internet and made them our own. That's how we do. So I'm gonna put a link to the Crapulent down. When you don't monetize your things, it doesn't matter if you rip things off. It's true. Yeah, but you never know if you go big. Yeah. You never know when there's that chance that somebody's gonna share your thing, and you're. I do know we actually went outside and recorded Marcus walking in the snow to get snow footstep sound effects. That lovely crunchy snow sound? Yeah, exactly that crunchy snow sound that you get in New Jersey. I'm pretty sure it's everywhere. I don't know, man. I mean, you might not get it in Tampa, Florida.
Does it hiss like it does in New Jersey though when you step on it?
It just doesn't smell as bad. That's all. I mean, well, it is Jersey snow. It's look. I love Jersey. I've lived here all my life.
I do too, but it's a toxic waste dump.
I know,
Come on.
I know I'm gonna catch crap for that one. So, but check him out. Check out High Note Humor. I'll post another link below.
Yeah, check out High Note Humor before you check out anything else. That's the most important one.
Every Wednesday at High Note, we're there. We try to make a hell of a good open mic.
Yeah, if we're not there, then you should have checked us out on Facebook, where we would have told you that we're moving to Tuesday that week.
Exactly. On the link that I'm going to post below. So like it, check it out, so you know when we're going to be there and when we're going to be running things. I know we're going to have plenty of showcase shows and things coming up.
Yeah, 2018, baby.
2018 is going to be a good year, so stay tuned into High Note. Check us out. We're going to be there. I DJ every week unless they don't want me around for some reason or another. Check out Ramon when he comes out there and sings great songs for all of us. Trust me, we love his songs. He can shit on himself all he wants.
Yeah, I shit on myself all the time, but for realsies, my songs are awesome. You should check them out. I got one song on YouTube. Go look up "Gay Boogeyman." Recorded it 4 years ago at a bar. Recorded by a gay dude who put it up for me on the internet and spelled my name wrong. So he loves that song. He does. He loves that song.
I haven't heard that one.
You haven't heard "Gay Boogeyman"?
I have not. No,
I played it when I did that show with Fenris that you drove me to and from, where I got way too drunk. I definitely played "Gay Boogeyman" then, because I played every song I had then.
I might have to.
Or maybe that was one of the songs that I got started playing when I was too drunk to remember how to play songs. It's possible.
The last couple of the night were a little rough.
Yeah. I was.
Nothing personal. You and Fenris.
No, I was hammered.
We're both a little rough.
I got way too drunk. Granted, that was the plan, guys. Don't do drugs.
No, don't do drugs. Just drink.
Yeah, really take it easy on the drinking too. I'll watch this later when I need to remind myself.
Just do it responsibly, folks. But come check us out, and if Ramon's got any shows coming up before this airs, I'll make sure that I get them from you, and we'll get them posted down here with this video.
January 13th at Comedy Cabaret.
January 13th, Comedy Cabaret.
If this is aired afterwards,
I think it may
who
be,
cares?
and I apologize if it
was. That's all right.
But I will make
Comedy
sure
Cabaret is usually filled up on its own. It's not it doesn't need me to bring one person from YouTube on.
Well, I know all my
every little bit counts, though. Come on out, guys.
It's Comedy Cab is a good place.
It's
a great
good
show.
rooms. They got a couple of them out here too.
They're which Comedy Cab is it?
The Northeast.
Northeast.
The close one. Yeah.
Right, not the Doylestown.
Doylestown is it's a bit of a hike.
That's a hike.
If you're not getting paid, it's a bit of a hike to get out there.
Yeah. So the one in the Northeast, so Comedy Cabaret Northeast Philly, check it out. So the show's on the 13th. Hopefully, if this airs before then, if it doesn't, I apologize. But otherwise, please make sure you like and subscribe down below. Really helps keep me.
Yeah, hammer that like button.
All right, like, subscribe, something.
And there's like a little bell that they should hit too, right?
Exactly.
It's gonna be
notifications.
Down.
It's somewhere below
down
Ramon, I think.
This doesn't get mirrored when you put it up, does it?
No, it doesn't.
It'll be down here. It'll be under the. What does that stand
for? My logo.
Yeah, what is
it?
Oh, in your head.
Yeah, my little logo.
Oh, because it's in the guy's head. I see.
Yeah. Well, that's what the podcast is called.
Never mind. Unsubscribe, guys.
Oh. That went well. All right, we lasted 10 episodes, folks. It was a good run. Not too bad. It was fun while it lasted.
No, subscribe, share,
please, everything.
Do all those things.
Check us out on Facebook. We got everything down below. And Ramon, thank you for joining me on the podcast.
Thanks for having me, Jess. Thanks for feeding me too.
Oh no, hey man, quesadillas aren't too bad. So
it was
enjoy,
pretty
man.
Good. Pretty good.
And as always, everybody, just a reminder: don't forget your toilet poncho. Have a good one.